Hello, friend, and welcome to the Sleepy Meteorologist. Tonight, we're gliding into the gentle mystery of lightning, that shimmering thread of light, silent in stillness, yet thunderous in presence. It dances through the sky like a secret whispered too loudly, fleeting, glowing, and gone. But don't worry, we'll take our time with it. Maybe your day has been long, or maybe you're simply here to drift into wonder. However you've arrived, you're right on time. Look out your window if you'd like. How's the sky looking where you are right now? Maybe it's clear, or cloudy, or wrapped in moonlight. Whatever it is, it's perfect. Here, we take slow, dreamy walks through the weather, the kind that help your thoughts grow softer, and your breath find its natural rhythm again. If you enjoy these calming meteorology journeys, feel free to like or subscribe, only if you feel like it. Your quiet support helps more sleepy travelers find their way here. For now, you can snuggle in. Let your breath soften. There's nothing you need to do but rest. Let's begin. Let's begin with a soft glance at lightning itself. Not the noise, not the fear, just the light. A silver thread unraveling through the clouds, like a ribbon of starlight falling gently from the sky. It flickers and fades, a visitor from another layer of the world above, bright but brief, and always beautiful. You see, lightning is not chaos. It is the sky finding its balance, a quiet recalibration, a whispered answer to tension you cannot see. The atmosphere sighs ever so slightly and releases what has built up over time. And in that exhale, light, pure, glowing, momentary light. As we drift deeper, we'll trace this shimmering origin. You won't need to do anything at all. Just listen. Just float with me. High above, clouds gather and swell. Within them, invisible charges tiptoe quietly. Tiny particles dancing apart, separating like slow-moving tides. Positive charges rise toward the top of the cloud, while negative ones sink below. The air becomes a delicate balance of opposites, not in conflict, but in anticipation. A soft tension, like the final chord of a lullaby, suspended. This isn't disorder. This is nature arranging itself, a process as old as rain, as ancient as thunder. And then, sometimes, when the moment is just right, when the sky is ready, lightning forms, not out of rage, not out of anger, but from harmony returning, a bridge across separation. The flash is fast, but its story is slow, and you're here to feel all of it at your own pace. As the clouds shimmer and the sky glows, in stillness, all lightning begins in silence. Not in brightness, not in thunder, but in the hush that comes before, a softness draped over the sky like velvet dusk. Let's float gently now into the belly of a storm cloud. It's not frightening here, only vast and slow and full of waiting. Inside, countless tiny droplets swirl and rise. They ride invisible elevators of warm air, carried ever upward, where the atmosphere is cooler, quieter. Up here, the droplets turn to ice. Some stay soft, frosted crystals. Others grow heavier, brushed with frozen layers. They begin to bump into one another, just a gentle ballet. Each collision passing tiny electric charges between them, like whispered secrets. With time, these soft touches add up. Negative charges sink low in the cloud, while positives gather near the top. The cloud becomes a living map of contrast, a charged sky holding its breath. The wind knows it, the air knows it, but still, nothing moves yet. It's like a pause in a lullaby, a quiet chord hanging in the air. Everything waits, not because it must, but because that stillness is part of the story. Soon the spark will come, but not yet. Let's rest here in the space before the light, before lightning can strike. The clouds must build a cathedral. Yes, a cathedral, not made of stone, but of vapor, motion, and towering breath. This is the cumulonimbus cloud, a kingdom of rising air and glistening geometry. We'll enter it together, slowly, like stepping into a grand hall with no floor or ceiling. This is where lightning is born, not in chaos, but in structure. It begins with warm air at the surface, gently rising, carrying moisture skyward. The air lifts higher and higher, meeting cooler layers of the atmosphere. And with every climb, the vapor condenses. Droplets form, clouds swell, and the architecture begins. The cumulonimbus is no ordinary cloud. It grows upward with purpose, a vertical wonder, sometimes stretching miles into the sky. Its top flattens into an anvil shape, brushed softly by the stratosphere. Within its towering walls, currents of air spiral and lift. Moisture freezes into snowflakes, crystals, hail, everything in motion, yet part of something whole. Lightning doesn't strike from thin air. It chooses a home, and this is it, a sky palace, a weather-born cathedral. So, when you see a flash across the clouds, remember where it began. In this hidden architecture, softly built by the breath of the earth. As we continue our gentle journey upward, let's pause and listen to something quiet, something hidden. Within the towering walls of the storm cloud, there's a secret dance, soft and unseen. A delicate layering begins to unfold. Up here, high in the cloud's cathedral, positive charges float upward, light as dandelion seeds. They gather near the top, like sunbeams curling around a dome. Below, closer to the base, negative charges slowly sink, settling like shadows at twilight. This arrangement isn't loud, it isn't fast. It happens over time, in the slow rhythm of the sky. You might imagine the cloud as a great painting, a layered canvas of charge and space. Or, perhaps, a soft staircase, each step carrying a different energy. These charges, though invisible to us, are the quiet architects of every lightning bolt. They build the potential, not with force, but with balance. The process is gentle. Microscopic ice crystals brush past one another. Raindrops swirl in drafts of warm and cool air, and with every tiny collision, a whisper of charge is exchanged. A sparkless handshake, a silent sorting. Negative gathers low, positive floats high, and the storm cloud becomes a living map of electrical contrast. The earth below feels this too. Its surface slowly charges in response, creating an unspoken connection, sky to ground, cloud to soil. And still, there's no flash, no sound, just the storm's soft secret, held in place by patience, waiting. For now, we rest in this suspended tension, this lullaby of energy in quiet conversation, because even lightning begins with silence. Lightning never wanders. It doesn't stumble or guess. It searches. In the softest way, with the precision of something ancient, it tests the sky. Let's drift into that mystery, into the moment when the charges have gathered, and the air is full of silent intention. Up in the heart of the storm, a single filament of electricity begins to reach. This is called a step leader. But it doesn't stride, it tiptoes, it pauses, it reaches forward just a few dozen meters, then stops and thinks. Each moment it branches, forking through the sky in quiet exploration. Tiny threads of plasma, charged air, testing the world ahead. The step leader doesn't roar or rush, it meanders gently, following gradients, sensing possibilities. The path it takes may look jagged, but It is not random. It's the atmosphere choosing the easiest route, the one of least resistance, a trail that feels right. As we float beside it, we see a glowing map unfold, a tree of light without leaves. It grows downward, branch by invisible branch, and then, somewhere below, a positive streamer rises to meet it, stretching upward from the earth like a question. The sky answers. The connection is made. In a flash, the path becomes a channel, and lightning flows along it, bright and beautiful. It didn't wander, it listened, and it chose with precision. Now, let's descend, gently, toward the waiting earth. Above us, the cloud is full of tension, electric layers woven like soft fabric. Below, something curious is happening. The earth is listening. Its surfaces, trees, rooftops, mountaintops, all begin to respond to the charge above. They reach up, not with movement, but with energy. They become quietly positive, drawing in the sky's attention. Even the blades of grass, the tips of your fingers, they all join this upward invitation. It's called an electric field, but it feels more like a gesture, a welcoming palm, open to the sky. The storm senses this, and from above, a thread begins to lower, a step leader, testing the air, inching closer with each pause. Meanwhile, the surface continues to reach, sending upward tiny sparks called streamers. They're not visible, but they stretch out like questions, like fingertips. When one of those streamers meets the descending leader, a handshake occurs, a union of opposites, sky and earth touching, and then light. Not a strike, not violence, but a meeting, the completion of a journey. Lightning moves downward because the earth asked gently, and the sky said yes, before lightning glows, before it announces itself in light. There is something quieter, something patient, something unseen. This is the stepped leader. Imagine it as a ghostly scout, slipping silently through the cloud. It does not rush. It does not blaze. Instead, it moves in gentle leaps and pauses, stepping, waiting, listening. Each step travels only a short distance, sometimes just a few dozen meters, before stopping to rest. In that pause, the air rearranges itself, charges adjust, possibilities unfold. The stepped leader feels its way forward, not with sight, but with sensitivity. It senses the electric landscape ahead, where resistance is low, where the air is ready. From afar, its path would look like a branching thought, soft zigzags etched invisibly through the sky. But here, alongside it, everything feels calm. The leader glows faintly, a pale, whispering shimmer. Not yet lightning, just a suggestion of what may come. As it descends, the earth slowly responds. Below, surfaces begin to stir electrically, reaching upward without movement, without sound. The leader pauses again, then steps once more, downward, always downward. This quiet exploration continues, moment by moment, until the gap between sky and ground grows thin, almost touchable, and still no flash, just the whisper of intention, drifting gently through the cloud. And then, the meeting. When the stepped leader finally connects with a rising streamer from the earth, something changes. Instantly, the path is complete. What follows is the return stroke, the moment we recognize as lightning. But it does not fall from the sky. It rises. Electric current surges upward along the channel that was quietly prepared, traveling from ground to cloud at astonishing speed. This is the flash. Brilliant, white, full of motion. Yet even now, there is no aggression in it, only release. The atmosphere exhales, tension dissolves, balance returns. The return stroke heats the air around it, causing it to glow, and for a fraction of a second, the sky is illuminated from within. You might notice how brief it is, less than a blink, almost too fast to hold. And yet, your eyes remember it. This is the moment photographers chase, the instant artists try to capture. But the storm itself does not linger. It releases and moves on. The light fades, the channel cools, and the sky returns to its darker hush. What remains is a gentle after-image, a reminder that something remarkable just passed through the world. Sometimes, one flash is not the end. You may have noticed lightning that flickers again and again, a soft pulsing in the clouds, as if the sky is blinking. This is not many bolts. Often, it is one. After the first return stroke, the channel remains warm, open, inviting. Residual charge still lingers in the cloud. Not all of it has flowed away, and so the path may be used again. A new surge travels the same glowing tunnel, brightening it once more. Then again, and sometimes again. To the eye, it may appear as a single flash, but in truth, it is a quiet sequence, a gentle repetition, like waves lapping at a shore, or breath moving in and out. Each pulse is softer than the last, until finally the energy is spent. The channel cools, the light rests, and the sky settles back into stillness, as though nothing happened at all. But you were there, you saw it, and now you understand the calm rhythm behind the glow. Not all lightning wishes to be seen in full detail. Sometimes it prefers to stay hidden, tucked gently behind the folds of a cloud. This is sheet lightning. No fork, no ground strike, no sharp silhouette carved across the sky. Just a glow, a luminous hush, as if someone lit a lantern behind a veil. The clouds themselves become a lampshade, diffusing the light, softening the moment. You don't see the bolt, but you feel it, a pale flicker against the canvas of the sky, like moonlight behind curtains. Sheet lightning doesn't shout, it whispers. It's the lightning that visits you as you drift toward sleep. A gentle flutter of brightness without edges, without drama. The actual strike is still there. It simply stays hidden from view, wrapped inside the storm. And yet, its presence lights up the heavens, silhouetting the cloud's quiet architecture. From far away, it looks like a distant breath, a slow pulse of light that says, "I'm here, but I'll keep my distance." It doesn't reach the ground, it doesn't draw lines, it simply glows, softly, briefly, and disappears, like a dream fading before morning. When lightning does show itself, it sometimes branches wide, spreading across the sky like the roots of a glowing tree. This is forked lightning. Each jagged arm is a path once travelled, a decision the storm once made. One path dives toward the earth, others stretch sideways, curling into the clouds. Let's float alongside these glowing tendrils. They may seem chaotic, but each branch is deliberate, a filament of plasma, charged air, following the easiest route it can find. Forked lightning doesn't choose one way, it tries several, and when the flash occurs, it preserves all of them in light, like a sketch drawn quickly in silver ink against a charcoal sky. The main channel carries the full current. That's the bolt we see most clearly. But the others, the forking paths, are just as real. They are traces of energy that never fully formed, but still left their mark. You might picture a tree without leaves, or a river delta in the sky, each line telling a story of motion, intention, and memory. As we drift among them, you may feel a strange calm, as if the storm has opened its journal and let you read a page. These forks are not confusion. They are history, written in the air, high above, the ground where clouds touch the coldest layers of the atmosphere. A different kind of lightning dances sideways. This is spider lightning. Its name may sound curious, but its motion is elegant, graceful even. Unlike the forks that plunge downward, spider lightning crawls across the cloud tops. It stretches its glowing limbs horizontally, as if weaving a glowing tapestry in the sky. We'll rise gently now, above the storm, to where the air is quiet and thin. And there, just below the stars, the spider begins to move. It doesn't hurry, its tendrils curl and reach, spreading wide across the horizon. Sometimes, these patterns can stretch for miles, a luminous web barely touching the edge of space. There is no strike, no contact with Earth, just a slow unfolding, a sky-bound constellation that fades as quickly as it forms. Some say it looks like cracks in glass. Others see rivers of light. But to us, it is simply another way the atmosphere dreams. Each filament follows its own invisible path, guided by the charged surface of the cloud. And as we follow, we're not afraid. We're only curious. Because even when the sky crawls, it can do so in beauty. Now and then, the atmosphere offers a visitor so rare, so softly strange, that it feels more like a legend than a storm. This is ball lightning, a glowing sphere hovering gently in the air, neither rising nor falling, just floating, like an ember that forgot to fade. Some say it hums, a quiet sound, as if the sky were thinking. Others claim it moves slowly, drifting through open fields, over rooftops, even through closed windows. We don't fully understand it. And maybe that's the point. Ball lightning doesn't fit neatly into rules. It doesn't follow predictable paths. It flickers into being, brief, contained, luminous, and then vanishes, leaving no mark. Some believe it forms from vapor and charge, caught in a perfect balance. Others imagine magnetic fields swirling into spheres. But no one knows for sure. It appears most often during storms, as if born from the same breath as thunder. But even then, it might arrive only once, then never again. We'll ponder its mystery gently, as if recalling a half-remembered dream, not trying to solve it, only to admire, because some things in nature, like lullabies or moonlight, are not meant to be dissected, only noticed, only felt. Ball lightning reminds us that even science has soft corners, places where wonder still lingers, like mist that won't be named. Sometimes, lightning never touches the ground. Instead, it stays high above, leaping from one cloud to another, like messages passed between friends in a sky full of conversation. This is cloud-to-cloud lightning. No tree is struck, no ground is reached, just two clouds, charged and curious, speaking through the air with light. Let's rise into that space, where the atmosphere holds its own dialogue. Here, the clouds are alive with tension, but not in conflict. They send pulses of electricity sideways, threading bolts across the open sky. One moment, a spark rises from a buildup of charge. The next, it reaches outward, not down, but across, bridging the distance between vapor castles. It's a skyward whisper, a flicker of connection between towers of thundercloud. To us below, it might appear as a brief flash spread wide like a ribbon. But within the clouds, it's a language all its own. No sudden fork, no sharp point. Just a gentle negotiation, a transfer of energy from one realm of air to another. Sometimes storms talk to the ground, and other times they simply talk to themselves, and we, beneath it all, can only listen. High atop the storm, where the cloud flattens and spreads like an open hand, a special kind of lightning drifts slowly across the sky's ceiling. These are anvil crawlers. They don't leap, they don't strike, they meander. Their motion is lazy, in the most beautiful way. Let's drift upward now, past the tall thundercloud columns, to the place where they touch, the upper atmosphere. There, the cloud's top stretches outward, flattened into the shape of a giant anvil. And across that wide, soft rooftop, the crawler begins its journey. The lightning here doesn't come in one sharp moment. It unfurls, crawling slowly across the underside of the stratosphere, spreading fingers of light that reach for miles. Sometimes it moves so gradually, you can trace its path like a glowing ink drawing itself in real time. Other times, it flashes in segments, one branch sparking after another, as if the sky were taking its time with each breath. Unlike the sudden strike of a ground bolt, anvil crawlers are slow dancers. Their glow is sprawling, their rhythm is drawn out, an unhurried breath of energy painted across the storm's crown. And as they drift, the storm beneath them watches in silence. So do we. Tonight, we drift toward a special kind of light, one that glows from a distance and says nothing at all. This is what many call heat lightning, but its name can be a little misleading. It doesn't come from heat alone, and it isn't different from regular lightning. It's simply lightning seen from far, far away, so distant that its voice, its thunder, never reaches us. Imagine sitting on a porch, a soft summer evening humming around you. Above the treetops, the sky flickers in the distance, silent, pale orange, just a blink, then gone. There may be no storm near you, no rain, no wind, but far beyond the hills, beyond the curve of the earth, a thunderstorm is speaking in light, and you're watching it quietly, without interruption. The air between you and the storm is calm, so calm that sound fades before it arrives. Because thunder is slow, and light is not. The lightning you see, those ghostly flashes, they travelled across dozens of miles, untouched, like a message in a bottle. But the thunder never made it. Still, the beauty remains, unaccompanied, unhurried, a reminder that not all light needs sound. Some just glimmer and pass. After a lightning strike, something changes in the air. Not just the sound, not just the light, but the scent. The air smells different, sharper, crisper, almost metallic, almost clean. That scent is ozone, a ghostly perfume from a sky that just lit up. Let's drift into that moment, just after the flash, when the world holds still for a breath. The lightning has passed, the light has gone, and the scent remains. Ozone is a molecule O3, 3 oxygen atoms, briefly held together in a delicate bond. During a lightning strike, the energy is so intense that it splits regular oxygen molecules, O2, apart. The atoms dance for a moment, reforming into trios, ozone. And when that happens, the air becomes electric. Not in sound, but in smell. It's not dangerous in these tiny doses. It's simply a trace, a memory, the sky leaving a note behind. Some say the scent feels like rain on pavement. Others call it sweet, or smoky, or metallic. But to most, it smells like the moment after wonder, like breath still tingling from what just passed. The next time you sense it, that sharp perfume in the air, you'll know. Lightning was here, and it left a signature behind. Now we listen, not to the flash, but to what comes after. Thunder, the sound of the atmosphere responding, calling back, letting go. When lightning strikes, it heats the air around it so quickly, so intensely, that the air expands in an instant. There's no time to prepare. the molecules press outward, rushing away from the channel of heat, and the result is a shock wave. It ripples through the sky as sound. That sound is thunder. Sometimes it claps, sharp and close. Other times it rumbles, rolling gently across the clouds like a low drum. The character of thunder depends on the shape of the land, the structure of the clouds, and how far away the lightning was. Want to know how far? Just count. From the moment you see the flash, begin. 1, 2, 3. Every 5 seconds equals roughly 1 mile. So, if you count to 10, the strike was about 2 miles away. It's not exact, but it's comforting, a rhythm of distance, a way to measure calm in the middle of the sky's conversation. Thunder is not angry. It's not dangerous. It's simply the air finding its voice after something beautiful. And tonight, we can listen to its song. Let's settle into a simple truth, a quiet law of nature that shapes how we experience storms. When a bolt of lightning appears across the sky, you see it before you hear its thunder. It feels almost like magic, but it's really just the graceful dance of light and sound. Light travels fast, so fast that it seems instantaneous to us, a whisper of brightness racing across the heavens. Light moves at about 300,000 kilometers per second, which is so quick that even across vast distances of sky, its journey feels immediate. Sound, on the other hand, travels much more gently, slower, as it moves through the air by nudging air molecules from one to the next. Its pace is about 343 meters per second, which means it takes time to reach our ears. So when lightning flashes high above the horizon, its brilliant light sweeps into your view first, a shimmering visitor from afar. Then, some moments later, the thunder arrives. This delay is comforting in its own way. It's like a pause between a thought and its echo, a gap measured in seconds, heartbeats, and quiet wonder. People have learned to use this gap as a kind of natural measure. For every 5 seconds between the flash and its rumble, the lightning was about 1 mile away. 5, 10, 15 seconds, each one a soft beat of distance in the night sky. You see the light first, then you hear the sound. That's the gentle reminder the sky gives us, that sometimes the world speaks quietly, and it takes a moment for its voice to reach us. So, tonight, when you watch those distant flashes, ask yourself, did the light arrive first? And then listen for the slow, poetic steps of thunder following behind. Lightning is usually described as bright white, but that is only part of its story. When conditions are just right, the air filled with moisture, tiny particles, or dust, lightning can glow in delicate shades of pink, purple, even faint hints of green or blue. Why is this? Well, lightning emits light because the air around it becomes incredibly hot, so hot that it glows much like a piece of metal heated in a forge. And as this light travels through the layers of atmosphere between you and the strike, it meets particles, droplets, dust, vapor that scatter and bend the wavelengths of that light. Most often, lightning appears white or blue-white because these wavelengths dominate the glow when the air is clear and the strike is nearby. But when the lightning's light travels through more air, or through layers rich in water vapor, dust, or tiny droplets, the colors shift, stretching into warmer tones like orange, pink, and purple. Imagine the sky like a wide lens, each layer adding its own brushstroke of color. At times, the result feels like a dream, subtle, unexpected, a fleeting hint of violet or amber before the night returns to dark. It's a reminder that even lightning doesn't always arrive as pure white light. It's filtered through the atmosphere's story, its particles, its breath, all whispering into the hue we perceive. So, if a distant flash seems tinged with colour, know that the sky is telling its own gentle tale, in shades you might only notice if you pause and listen with your eyes. Now, let's drift far from familiar skies to a place where lightning is not rare but rhythm. In northwest Venezuela, where the Catatumbo River spills into Lake Maracaibo, something extraordinary happens. Here, night after night, lightning embraces the sky. Nearly 300 nights a year, the heavens glow with an unending symphony of flashes. This region is known as the lightning capital of the world, and its constant storms have mesmerized people for centuries. Scientists call this the Catatumbo lightning. It occurs because warm, moist air over the lake rises to meet cool breezes descending from the surrounding mountains. The result is a persistent thunderstorm environment, a place where electric tension builds night after night and releases itself in a steady pulse of light. Imagine lying beneath a vast sky where flashes bloom like flowers opening at dusk, not sudden and jarring, but rhythmic, almost ceremonial. The local people, long familiar with these glowing nights, have woven the phenomenon into stories and flags, symbols of the sky's gentle power and steady heartbeat. There is no fear here, no drama, just the patience of nature, pulsing again and again. In this extraordinary corner of the world, lightning becomes a lullaby, a silent dance of energy across the night sky. It invites you to pause, to breathe, and to marvel quietly at how beautifully the atmosphere can express itself. Even deep in the Earth's most primal breath, where fire meets sky, lightning finds its way. Within the towering ash plumes of erupting volcanoes, lightning dances. It's different here, fierce, yet strangely beautiful, born not from water and cloud, but from heat, dust, and motion. This is volcanic lightning. Let's drift gently above the trembling earth, where molten rock rises and billows into the atmosphere. As ash and gas surge upward, they rub against one another, countless tiny particles brushing, colliding, separating, and with each interaction, electric charge is exchanged. It's a storm within a storm. Soon, regions of charge form within the plume, just like inside thunderclouds. The ash becomes electrically alive, and when the contrast is great enough, the sky answers. A flash. Sometimes it sparks within the heart of the ash column, a silent burst, barely visible through the dust. Other times, it arcs from the edge of the plume, casting strange glows across a blackened sky. It looks like the earth is painting with fire. Primitive, majestic, timeless. You can almost hear the world exhaling in light. This isn't chaos. It's energy seeking release, even in nature's most dramatic places. Volcanic lightning reminds us, even where things seem wild, there is rhythm, there is structure, and above all, there is beauty. You may have heard the old saying that lightning never strikes the same place twice. But let's drift into that idea, softly, and see what the sky really does. In truth, lightning can strike the same place twice, and often does, especially if that place offers the right invitation. Tall, isolated structures, like skyscrapers, towers, and mountain peaks, extend themselves into the charged sky again and again. They don't move, they don't resist, they simply offer a path, and the sky remembers. Lightning is not bound by myths or folklore. It chooses based on physics, on charge and distance. on conductivity and resistance. If a structure makes it easy for lightning to travel, the sky will return, sometimes minutes later, sometimes years. The Empire State Building, for example, is struck dozens of times each year. So are broadcast towers and mountaintops. There's no rule preventing repeat visits, only conditions. Still, the old saying remains. Why? Perhaps because it brings comfort. The idea that once a place has been touched by lightning, it is safe from it ever again. But nature is quieter than that, more mysterious, more practical. The sky will strike where it needs to, where the balance demands it, even if it's the same spot, twice, or more. So next time you hear the phrase, let it make you smile, because even in weather, there's room for both science and story. Some things call to the sky, not with sound, not with movement, but with shape. Tall things, solitary things, trees standing alone in a field, church steeples, lighthouses, stone towers on quiet hills. To lightning, these are beacons, guides, bridges between earth and sky. Let's wander among them now, gentle explorers tracing the path of charge. You see, when lightning prepares to strike, it searches for the easiest way down, and tall objects shorten the journey. Their presence disturbs the electric field around them, sharpening the contrast, inviting the connection. At the tips of these structures, streamers often rise, tiny invisible sparks reaching upward in welcome. And from the cloud, the leader descends. If they meet, lightning flows. It's not aggression, it's geometry, a meeting of form and force. A lonely tree becomes a lighthouse. A tower becomes a tether. A mountain becomes a silent receiver. And once struck, they hold no grudge. They simply stand, tall, still, ready should the sky call again. Lightning doesn't choose with emotion. It chooses based on space, on openness, on invitation. And in that choice, there is something graceful. So next time you see a single tree rising from a meadow, or a tower brushing the clouds, think of them as silent beacons, not asking for lightning, but ready if it comes. Let's ease into a chapter of gentle clarification. Not fear, not warning, just soft understanding. When lightning stirs in the sky, many wonder what draws it in. What makes one thing more likely to be struck than another? We've all heard the stories. Metal attracts lightning. Water is dangerous. Rubber soles will save you. But let's pause, let's breathe, and drift together through what's real. Lightning is not drawn to metal itself, but metal does conduct electricity well. If a bolt is already near, metal gives it a smooth path to follow. Not because it pulls the lightning in, but because it welcomes it gently once it's arrived. And water, still water, like a lake or pond, doesn't attract lightning either. But it too is a conductor, especially when filled with minerals, salts, or people. So, when lightning strikes water, the current spreads outward across the surface. A ripple of energy. It's not the water that calls to the bolt, it's just the water that listens well. As for rubber shoes, they don't shield you from lightning. The bolt travels through the air, which is far less resistive than a thin rubber sole. But don't worry, most of the time you're perfectly safe simply by being indoors, away from tall trees, open fields, or isolated peaks. You don't need to fear lightning, you only need to understand it. It follows physics, not superstition. It chooses its path based on shape, height, and opportunity, not on luck or legend. And now you know, not with alarm, but with calm. The sky has rules, and tonight you've learned them softly. Let's visit a tall spire, mounted to the roof of a home. It's slim, quiet, unassuming, a lightning rod. You've probably seen one before, maybe without noticing. But what does it really do? Let's drift close. Despite the myths, lightning rods do not attract lightning. They don't summon it or provoke it. They simply offer a safe invitation, a guided path for energy already looking to descend. You see, when a storm charges the sky, everything beneath it responds. Tall objects begin to glow with electric potential, though you can't see it. A tree, a steeple, a tower, or a rooftop. If lightning is going to strike one of these, the lightning rod offers a choice. Come here and be led safely down. The rod is made of conductive metal, usually copper or aluminum, and it's connected to the ground with a thick, winding cable. When lightning finds the rod, the current flows through the cable, not through the building, not through its walls or wires. It's gently directed to the earth below. This is protection through guidance, not resistance. The lightning rod doesn't fight the sky. It cooperates. It listens. It steers. And when the strike is over, nothing burns. Nothing breaks. The energy is home. So, the next time you see a lightning rod, think of it not as armor, but as a soft conductor, a wise friend who knows the way. Above the clouds, where silence stretches for miles, lightning lives too. And yes, airplanes fly there. But there's no need for worry, because airplanes, graceful silver birds of the sky, are designed for lightning. They are not afraid of it, and neither should you be. Let's soar alongside one now, quietly gliding at 35,000 feet. The outside air is icy and thin. The clouds below swell and tower. Then, somewhere along the wings, a faint glow. A flash. The plane has been struck. But nothing shakes. Nothing falters. Because aircraft are built to carry lightning safely. The outer skin of the plane is made from conductive materials, metal or composite layers, designed to allow electricity to flow along the surface. The current enters one point, perhaps the nose or wingtip, and exits another. It never touches the cabin inside, never reaches the passengers. From the outside, it's like watching a ripple move across a pond, energy gliding effortlessly along a path designed for exactly this. Every commercial plane is tested, inspected, and equipped with features that guide lightning just like a lightning rod does. And the pilots, they're trained. They know what to expect. They steer clear of the most dangerous cause of storms and let the design of the plane handle the rest. So yes, lightning strikes airplanes, but the plane doesn't resist. It receives, it flows, and it continues. Safe, serene, high above the earth. A place where even lightning knows how to behave. Lightning isn't only light. It isn't only sound. It isn't just spectacle in the sky. It's part of Earth's quiet work. A hidden gardener, tending to soil in flashes of brilliance. You see, every time lightning arcs through the sky, it does more than glow. It alters the air. In that moment, when the bolt slices through the atmosphere, temperatures soar. The air becomes so hot, so quickly, that nitrogen and oxygen molecules are split apart. In this charged environment, new bonds form. Nitric oxide is created, and from it, a chain of reactions begins. Eventually, these products drift downward, carried by rain, where they settle into the soil. And what do they bring? Nitrogen, but not just any kind. Fixed nitrogen, the kind that plants can use, the kind that fuels roots, greens leaves, and feeds the forest floor. It's a quiet cycle, a partnership between storm and soil. Lightning helps fertilize the earth. It feeds wild meadows and hidden moss. It nourishes mountain slopes and valley gardens. The trees know the grasses know. Even the crops feel the benefit of this sky-born gift. Without it, the soil would struggle to stay rich. Too much nitrogen remains locked away in the air, unusable to roots and stems. But with lightning, the balance is restored. So next time you watch a storm pass by, know that something gentle is happening too. Something unseen, something giving. The storm is gardening, and the earth, quietly, is blooming. Sometimes, lightning arrives alone. No rain, no downpour, just a whisper of fire in the driest of places. This is dry lightning. Let's drift now to the open west, to grasslands, to forests warmed by weeks of sun. The air is parched, the earth cracked and waiting. Above, a storm gathers, but it is high, and rain, if it falls, evaporates before reaching the ground. And yet, a flash, a soft crack of light touches a treetop, a canyon edge, a bed of dry pine needles. This is how fires can begin, not with fury, but with silence. Dry lightning doesn't roar, it doesn't soak the land. It visits lightly, leaving warmth behind, just enough to kindle a flame. Wildfires that begin this way may smolder for hours before growing. Some remain quiet, hidden in the forest floor, until wind and time bring them to life. It's a rare form of ignition, but one that speaks to the power lightning holds, to create and to awaken. Still, this chapter is not about fear. It's about understanding, about recognizing that lightning's connection with the earth is deep. Sometimes it feeds, sometimes it sparks, but always it speaks. Even in its driest form, lightning teaches us about balance, about caution and connection. And as we float above, we witness it with respect. Not alarm, just awareness. The sky whispers, the forest listens. Far above the clouds, above the storms, above even the tallest thunderhead, something watches. Quietly, patiently. Satellites. Floating in orbit, they do not sleep. They circle the earth, carrying instruments designed to see what our eyes cannot. One of their gifts, tracking lightning. You might imagine a flash of lightning is too quick to catch, too sudden, too fleeting. But satellites see differently. They carry lightning images, sensitive tools that detect optical flashes, even when hidden behind thick cloud. The geostationary lightning mapper on US weather satellites watches an entire hemisphere at once, capturing every flash, every blink, every delicate pulse as it unfolds across the planet. These maps don't just show light, they reveal patterns. Scientists can see where storms are strengthening. They can watch lightning clusters form, observe how long they last, and how they move. It's a symphony of storms, recorded silently from space. And from these gentle observations, forecasters gain insight. They learn where rain might follow, where storms might deepen, and all of it happens high above the clouds, light years from fear, but close to wonder. So, as you drift to sleep, know this: the sky is glowing, and someone, something, is watching over it with quiet care, before the flash, before the crackle of light, before even the whisper of thunder. There is a signal, invisible, silent, but seen by the instruments that listen to the sky. This is Doppler radar. Let's drift now into the heart of the forecast, into the place where meteorologists watch the sky, not with their eyes, but with waves. Doppler radar doesn't see in color or shadow. It sees motion. It sends out pulses of energy, then listens for echoes. And from those echoes, it builds a picture of the air, of how winds swirl, how rain gathers, how storms grow. And within those growing clouds, there's something else. Before a lightning bolt ever touches Earth, the the storm begins to organize. Raindrops rise, ice crystals tumble, charge begins to separate, a delicate stacking of opposites, like we've seen. Meteorologists can watch this unfold. They see the updrafts, the echoes of hail and heavy droplets. They know a flicker is coming. Sometimes radar shows a lightning jump, a sudden spike in electric activity, a pulse. It's not the bolt itself, but the storm's heartbeat, gathering strength. From this, scientists can warn us. A storm may soon produce lightning. A flash may be near. And still, it's not dramatic, just quiet awareness. Tools watching the sky with care so we can understand its moods. Before the flash, before the thunder, there is knowledge. And that too is beautiful. Let's take a moment for soft guidance, not alarm, not warnings shouted through static, just gentle reminders, like a hand on your shoulder, a whisper before the rain. Lightning is powerful, but it is also predictable. It seeks the easiest path, the clearest connection. And while it may seem random, its rhythm follows rules. So, if ever a storm arrives, know that you are not helpless. You are simply a listener in nature's concert. Here are some quiet things to remember. If you hear thunder, even faintly, that means lightning is close enough to reach you. So come indoors, not in panic, just in peace. Shelter in a home, a sturdy building, or a fully enclosed vehicle. Avoid standing beneath tall trees. They are beautiful, but they are skyward hands, and lightning notices them. Don't touch metal fences or open fields, where you're the tallest shape. Inside, stay away from plumbing and wired appliances. Lightning can travel through pipes and cords, searching for ground. But don't be afraid. These are not rules of fear, they're reminders of rhythm. Lightning is natural. You are part of nature too. So stay safe, stay curious. And when the storm has passed, step back outside. The sky will be waiting for you, as calm as ever. Long before satellites, before weather maps and radar pulses, people looked to the sky and saw wonder. And in that wonder, they found stories. Let's close our eyes and drift backward into the ancient world, to mountaintops and firesides, to temples and carved stone, where lightning wasn't just a storm, but a message. The Greeks spoke of Zeus, king of the gods, hurling bolts from Mount Olympus. He was the wielder of justice, his lightning a symbol of divine will. In Norse myths, Thor rode through the clouds, his hammer, Mjolnir, cracking with thunder. Each bolt was his presence, each roar his passage. The Hindus knew Indra, storm god and protector, whose thunderbolt, Vajra, split clouds and cleared evil. In Japan, there were Raijin and Fujin, storm spirits, there drumming lightning rolling across the sky. The Navajo spoke of lightning as a sacred weapon, a force of healing and cleansing, carried by the holy people. And in many African traditions, lightning was both punishment and power, a sign that the spirit world was near. These stories weren't meant to frighten. They were woven from wonder, from awe, from the deep, wordless knowing that lightning is something more than brightness and sound. It is a link between the earth and sky, between gods and mortals, between fear and beauty. And even now, as we understand the science, the stories still shimmer, not as facts, but as lullabies, told to the stars, told to you. To the eye, lightning appears instant, a single flash, quick as a blink, then gone. But if we slow time down, way down, we discover something astonishing. Lightning is not a line, it is a dance. With high-speed cameras, we can stretch 1 second into thousands of frames. And what was once a blur becomes a sequence of choices, of delicate electric steps. Let's drift into that slowed down sky now and watch a bolt unfold. First, a glow, faint and searching. This is the stepped leader. It descends in segments, pausing, branching, probing. Each step lasts microseconds, invisible in real time. But here, we see it hesitate, as if thinking, testing the air. Branches reach sideways, downward, exploring different paths, each one a potential future. Then, from the ground, an answer. An upward streamer rises to meet the descending thread, and when they connect, everything changes. The return stroke races upward, brilliant and fluid, turning the chosen path into pure light. What we thought was a flash was a story, not one line, but many, not one moment, but hundreds. And in watching it this way, we see lightning not as a threat, but as an unfolding, a quiet choreography written by the sky. Even when the sky is blue, when the trees sway gently, and birds coast on thermals, the earth is still electric. Not loudly, not with lightning or thunder, but in a quieter way. Let's pause now and feel it. The earth carries a natural electric field, a gentle one. It extends upward from the ground, a constant, invisible presence blanketing the surface of the planet. This field exists because the Earth holds a negative charge, and the atmosphere above it carries a positive one. Between them, a field forms, always. On fair weather days, this field is soft, about 100 volts per meter near the surface. Not enough to feel, not enough to see, but it's there. It helps guide particles, shapes the behavior of clouds, and provides the backdrop against which lightning is born. When storms roll in, the field strengthens dramatically, tension builds, and the balance shifts. But even in stillness, this field is present. It flows around your home, your skin, your thoughts. Some believe it subtly affects mood, focus, even dreams. It is a connection between the earth and the air, a gentle reminder that even on the calmest days, something is humming quietly, just beyond our senses. A silent presence, a breath of charge, a field that listens. There's something about lightning, something that has captured our gaze since before history began. It's not just the brightness or the sound, it's the feeling, the suddenness, the beauty, the mystery. We've always been drawn to it. Painters have tried to capture it with sweeping brushstrokes and wild skies. Poets have written of its fury, its elegance, its meaning. Even scientists, so often searching for order, find something sacred in its chaos. And maybe it's because lightning is all things at once. It is precise, following rules of physics, and yet unpredictable, its path uncertain until the last moment. It is a flash of light, but also a pulse of change. It lights up the sky, but also something within us. For centuries, people watched from the safety of caves, of ships, of porches. And even now, as we understand it better, we don't love it any less. We photograph it, we study it, we write songs about it, because lightning is more than weather. It's a story, a symbol, a spark that reminds us we're part of something bigger. A moment when the world blinks and everything glows. After the flash, after the rumble, after the last soft flicker of light has faded into the folds of the sky, something shifts. The air changes. You can feel it, can't you? A softness settles in. The storm has said its piece, and now the world breathes differently. Let's linger here, not in the storm's roar, but in its echo, the quiet space that follows, the stillness that blooms after the energy is released. The clouds begin to break apart, their heavy shapes unraveling like wool. A shy glow may peek through, the moon perhaps, or the dimming warmth of a sunset returning to its place above the horizon. Birdsong returns slowly. The leaves, once whipped into wild applause, now rest quietly against one another. The scent in the air is richer, deepened by rain and dust stirred by wind. It's the perfume of aftermath, of ozone and wet bark and soil, the smell of something old being made new again. You may hear dripping, water rolling from branches, trickling off rooftops, a lullaby composed by gravity. This is the storm's exhale. Everything in nature needs a pause, even thunder, even lightning. And when the final charge has run its course, the sky doesn't collapse. It opens and waits. Some say this is the safest time, the minutes after the final strike, when the tension has passed and the balance has been restored. But it is more than safety. It is peace. The atmosphere rests, and so can we. So tonight, let's stay in this moment, not rushing ahead, not remembering the flash, just being here, in the still, cool breath of a sky that has just let go. Every storm has a shape, a voice, a presence, but deeper than the wind, deeper than the rain, there's something else, a soul, not in a mystical way, but in the language of energy. The storm's electrical center, its pulse. Let's drift gently now into the heart of a cloud, not with fear, but with awe. Around us, towers of vapor spiral upward. Warm air lifts, cold air sinks. Crystals dance like tiny lanterns in swirling drafts. This is the inner chamber of the storm, and here charge builds. Positive, negative, separated by height, by motion, by temperature. Each layer like a page in a glowing book. The storm begins to thrum with potential. It hasn't struck yet. There's no flash, no thunder. But already, you can feel its soul, an electric presence waiting to be known. This charge is not chaotic. It is ordered, structured. It follows laws older than memory, older than trees. It grows in silence, feeding on contrast. Not good and bad, just difference. And when the balance can no longer hold, the lightning comes. The soul expresses itself in a moment of brilliant release, not as anger, but as completion. And then it fades. But for a time, this pulse lived in the sky, in clouds, in current, in waiting. Every storm you've ever watched, from your window, from your childhood bed, from a quiet road in summer, had this electric center, a heart, a hidden breath, a soul of sky. Lightning isn't just ours. It doesn't belong only to our skies, our clouds, our storms. It is a language the cosmos speaks, written in plasma, across planets and moons, from soft twilight to shadowed gas giants. Let's drift outward now, gently, beyond the familiar blue of Earth's sky. We pass through the hush of space to Jupiter, the great planet, a swirling world of storms far older than any we know. Its clouds stretch thousands of miles, an atmosphere of liquid motion and churning gas. And within those roiling bands, lightning, bright, slow, powerful, more intense than anything we've ever seen. Scientists have watched it through the eyes of spacecraft, flashes that light up an entire region, like deep-sea bioluminescence, but in the sky. Now we float past Saturn, ringed and golden. Its storms too carry charge. Lightning there has been heard as radio pulses, crackling softly through the silence of the void. A storm once circled the entire planet, and within it, flickers of light whispered across the clouds. Even Venus, a planet shrouded in acid and mystery, may host lightning. Thick clouds build tension. Bursts of radio signals hint at unseen flashes buried in the atmosphere's glowing blanket. So you see, lightning is not only Earth's secret, it is part of something larger, a pulse that echoes from planet to planet, world to world, as if the universe itself occasionally blinks. And though we may never walk in those storms, never hear their thunder, we can imagine them. Quiet flashes in alien skies, still beautiful, still balanced, still dancing, just like here. And now, our journey draws to a close. 40 chapters of cloud and current, of silver flashes and whispering skies. And still, there is one more flicker. Let's return to Earth, to this place, to this moment. The storm has passed, the sky is calm again, but just before the night gives fully to silence, there it is, a final spark, one last thread of light sewn into the dark fabric of the horizon. Not loud, not fierce, just present. It glows, it lingers, then fades, and as it disappears, the world holds still. No more tension, no more rising air, no more swirling charge, only the soft exhale of sky and soil, cloud and current, listener and breath. This is the last spark of the night, the one that doesn't demand attention, the one that simply is, like a candle going out without wind, without rush. You've walked with lightning, you've floated through storms, you've listened to the hidden structure of the clouds, and now you rest. Let the quiet hold you. Let the stillness return. Nothing is needed. Nothing remains. Just a deep, moonlit hush and the echo of a flash that has already passed. Thank you for joining me on this sleepy path through the sky. Now, close your eyes. Let go. The storm has gone to sleep, and so can you. And as we reach the end of our exploration, I hope this brought you a sense of calm, a quiet stillness, and a gentle curiosity about the beauty that flickers above us. We've wandered through silver skies, floated beside clouds, and listened to the hush between each thunderous breath. May the quiet path of lightning remind you that even energy can be graceful. Even storms can be soft. There is poetry in every flash, and peace in understanding. If you'd like to support these calming weather journeys, feel free to like or subscribe, only if it feels right. Your presence here means more than you know. You've made this space warmer, quieter, brighter. Now, you can rest. Let your breath deepen. Let your thoughts drift like vapor. There is nothing more to do. Only stillness now, peaceful skies, and calm dreams. Wherever you are, sleep well, sleep deeply. Good night.